Hello friends, in the series of C Programming, we are discussing control structure. Now in previous last video, we discussed for loop syntax, working of for loop with one example. We also discussed one program that is display multiplication table using the for loop. Now here in this video, we are going to discuss what is nested for loop in C and why we are using nested for loop in C with one example. We'll also going to discuss in this video how we are solving the pattern drawing programs in C by using. So nested loop is nothing but it's one of the most important feature in C which allows you to looping a statement inside another loop. So nested, that is we are looping one loop inside another loop because we want to repeat the same code again. That's why we need the nested for loop. So let's understand it with one example. Now suppose I want to print the one star. So how you are going to print? By using the simply writing printf and star. So I'll get the output as a single one star. And suppose if I want to print the 2 star, I can write inside printf, that is printf star star. So I'll get the output as a 2 star. Similarly, if I want to print the 4 star, then I'm going to print 4 star inside printf statement. Now, if I want to print the star in more number of times like 20, 25 or 50, 100, 1000, etc. Now, it's not looking good programming to write many times star inside this printf statement. So, we need some loop because we are repeating a number of star or number of code again. So, here we required loop. So loop we needed to multiple time printed the same code. And in previous video we discussed what is the syntax of for loop. So by using for loop we can repeat this kind of code again. Now suppose if I want to print the star by 20 times, so I can use inside this for loop, that is for I is equal to 1. Now it initializes to 1 and this loop will going to run for this condition I less than 20. So I'll get the 20 times star or on screen. So it will print 20 star because my condition is I less than 20, and because this I is starting from 1 to 20, so it get incremented. So I put this condition or updation part I plus plus, and inside this for loop star is printed. So now if I want to print the patterns, like for example if I want to print a pattern like this, so by using for loop how I am going to print the patterns. So using this program I can print. Now just now we see the one program or one code that using that programs I can print it one row I can print for 5 times, like this is the star. Now all this at first row I can print the 5 star by using for loop, that is I can use this kind of loop because for I1 I less than equal to 5 and I plus plus, and in printf I simply write print star. So this loop is going to execute till 5. So I can print one row by this loop or by this code, but I want the 5 star at different 5 location or different new 5 line. So we want to repeat this code into the another code. This code is simply repeating, or this code is used to simply print this all star but for one single row, but I want all the star at a new line. So I'm going to print here printf slash n for new line, and the same code is going to I'm going to write the same code in another for loop for printing this at a new line, and that becomes a nested loop because As we want 5 times and we want to print it five different line, so we want to repeat this code into another loop. So here we are going to put this code into another loop as a for loop. So that there I'm going to use another variable, that is the j, because I is we already used to print the star. So j is printing at the new different line, and again we have to put this for loop inside the for loop, and that becomes the nested for loop. Now this j1 and j less than 5, that is we want to print at a 5 different line, that's why I'll put j less than equal to 5. And for printing star I put this into the another for loop, and this is becomes the nested for loop. So let's understand how this for loop is working. At first j is equal to 1, j less than or equal to 5. Now this condition becomes the true. Now once this condition becomes true, the control will jumps inside this curly bracket, that is inside this for loop. Again I is initialized to 1. Again this condition is checked, I less than or equal to 5. Now this condition becomes true and it will jump inside this inner loop, that is print star. So first star get printed. Again the control goes to the incremented part and I value of I becomes now 2. Now again this condition is checked. Now this condition is true. Again this statement printf star, that is second star get printed. Again I plus plus. Now here I value is become the 3. Now again condition is the true and it will print the third star. So this loop is continued till less than or equal to 5. Now once it becomes the 6, so condition becomes the false and control goes to the printf /n. So it will come at the new line, and this inner code is ended, and again the compiler control goes to the previous outer loop of the j++. Now the value of j++, now the value of j becomes the 2. Now again it checks the condition. Now if you don't know the how for loop is working, check the previous video so you can understand better. Now j less than 5, that is 2 less than 5. Now this condition becomes a true. Again this inner control comes to the inner loop. Again I less than 1 and I less than 5, it becomes a true and it will print the second row 5 star, and this loop is continue till this condition becomes the true, that is I less than 5. Once it is false, it will again print to the next line /n, that is the third line, and this will again j incremented to 3 and it will print the third, fourth and fifth line. So like that this loop is going to the repeated, and this control is goes to the outer loop, and once this outer loop finished, the program get terminated. So and we'll get this kind of output. So this is the working of this pattern. Now here just understand this program. Now here 3 variables are declared, I, j and n, as n is accepting the number of rows, and this j is for the outer loop for printing new different line, and it will less than or equal to 10, that is if I accepted 5 here, so it will print to the 5 different line, and this is the for I is equal to 1. This is the inner loop to print the star in rows. So this inner loop is working till the j less than n, that is the 5 different line, and the printf is /n, that is we are going to move into the new lines. So let's execute this program. Now we are asking for entering lines or rows. If I enter 5 rows, I will display, it will give the output, that is 5 rows and 5 column star pattern. So this is called as a nested loop, and how we are going to write this program by using the for loop. Now similarly you can write for loop by different kind of pattern. Now in next video we're going to discuss one more pattern by using for loop. Thank you.